Okay, somebody asked me to do a lesson about gerunds and 2+ infinitive for advanced level, because of course they are more complicated than what I tell students first of all. And what I tell them first of all, let's quickly repeat it. Gerunds, they're not present continuous or past continuous, but they look like it because they're the verb with the ing form. But there's no to be, there's no is, doing, was doing, it's just doing, going, playing. 2+ infinitive is what it says, it's to and the verb in the first form. Now, we use gerunds for 3 different reasons and 2+ infinitive for 3 different reasons. Number 1, gerunds after prepositions. Just want to quickly remind you all. Yeah, I gave up smoking. I am interested in learning French. Yeah, after prepositions, in, on, under. Please use a gerund. 2+ infinitive after adjectives. Okay, after adjectives. It's better to do this immediately. Yeah, better is an adjective. Or it's fun to learn English online, something like that. Fun is an adjective. Okay, number 2, don't want to spend long on this because this is the basic level. Gerunds, please use them as a subject of sentence. If the verb is subject, yeah, please use a gerund. So skiing is fun, cooking is difficult for me. 2+ infinitive we use as чтобы. I'm going to write this. This is for the Russian students, the guys who I teach. They're my priority. But this means in order to. Okay? So if you're answering the question why, please use 2+ infinitive. Why did you go to the shops? To buy some bread. Okay? So if you answering the question why, if you mean in order to, please use 2+ infinitive. Number 3, after certain verbs, use gerund, and after other verbs, use 2+ infinitive. So some verbs are gerund verbs. Some good ones to remember. Mind. Do you mind not smoking near me? Yeah, something like that. Mind is a gerund verb. Or I don't mind cooking. It's okay. Something like that. That's a gerund verb. Recommend and suggest are gerunds. They're not 2+ infinitive. Okay, recommend and suggest are gerunds. Also, a lot of the verbs with starting and stopping are gerunds, but I'll talk about those in more detail now because this is the advanced part. So some verbs are gerunds, some verbs are 2+ infinitive. If you want a list of those verbs, I'll put a link under the video. Now, let's go on to something else. Let's talk about the advanced part. Some verbs you can use with gerund or 2+ infinitive. And I think it's good to start with a list of those verbs. Let me give you a list of verbs which are good for both of them. So, hate, like and love. You can use either of them. You can say, I like to play football, I like playing football. There's no difference really in meaning between these ones. I've read books which say that there is a slight difference in meaning. I think there's no difference in meaning. They're so close. Hate, like, love, continue and prefer. There are 5 words which you can remember. You can use either of them. Okay? However, some verbs you use gerund sometimes and 2+ infinitive in other times. For example, begin. Begin we use as a gerund, and now I'm going to put it like this with a dotted line. Begin we use as a gerund in continuous tenses. Let me see if I've got this right. Have I said it right? In non-continuous tenses. Begin is a gerund in non-continuous. What do I mean? And it's 2+ infinitive in continuous tenses. What do I mean? Let me show you with some examples. If you say I began, past simple, I began, and you want to say working, yeah, you must use gerund. I began working hard for my exams maybe. I began working hard. This is past simple, and we use a gerund after past simple. But begin with 2 plus infinitive. If you say I'm beginning, please use 2 plus infinitive after the continuous tense. Is that going to confuse you? Well, sorry to confuse you. I'm beginning to get nervous. Something like that. I'm beginning to get nervous. Not I'm beginning getting nervous. Okay? Now it's exactly the same with the word start, which I'm pleased to tell you is the same as begin, even in its meaning. Okay? So with these two words, with non-continuous, I began, past simple. It's not past continuous, it's past simple. Use a gerund after it. But with continuous forms, here I am beginning, present continuous, to get, 2 plus infinitive. Okay? Same for start. I started working hard. I am starting to work hard. Okay? But there are many, many more to do. So hold on. Let's go further. Let's now look at perhaps stop. Let's look at the word stop. Because stop can be both. But the meaning changes now. The meaning changes. The meaning didn't change there. Begin was the same if we used gerund or 2 plus infinitive. But with stop, the meaning changes. Let me show you what I mean. Stop plus gerund is stop a process. Stop plus 2 plus infinitive, it's when you want to say in order to. Just like I told you earlier, that in order to was 2 plus infinitive, and I'll show you what I mean. I stopped smoking means I gave up smoking. It means you stopped that process. But if you say I stopped to have a cigarette, it means I stopped my car, I stopped my bike, or I stopped walking in order to have a cigarette. So I stopped to have a cigarette. Okay, I hope that's clear. Okay, there is another word which is similar to stop, and that is keep. Keep plus a gerund means continue a process. Continue a process. So you could say something like, they kept running because the dog was chasing them. Yeah, something like that. They kept running. They continued running. Yeah, they kept running because the dog was chasing them. But keep plus 2 plus infinitive, it usually has an object here. I kept his wallet to take the money. Yeah, that's not very nice, but maybe it's true. I kept his wallet in order to take the money. Okay? To steal the money, maybe. Okay, I hope that's clear with keep. We've still got some more. About 4 more to do. So please pay attention. We've now got a very difficult 3. I like to consider 3 verbs as the same. Forget, remember, and even another verb, regret. And I'll show you what I mean. Forget plus gerund, it means forget you have done something. Forget plus 2 plus infinitive, it means forget you need to do something. So here we say something like, I'll never forget kissing my first girl. This is a memory of something in the past. This is not a memory of something in the past. It's something which you should remember to do in the future. So it's forget you need to do something. I forgot to lock the door. Maybe someone came in and stole your television, but I forgot to lock the door. It's very different from I'll never forget doing something. I'll never forget kissing my first girl. I'll never forget drinking my first beer. Could be anything. The same with remember. Exactly the same. Remember and gerund is remember you have done something. And remember plus to plus infinitive is remember to do something. Remember you need to do something. Okay? Let me give you an example. I remember meeting my teacher on my first day at school. Yeah, I remember this is an event which you have done. But if your mum says, remember to see your teacher after school, she is reminding you to do something in the future. So it needs to be remember and to plus infinitive. Now, it's pretty similar for the word regret. Usually regret is here. You regret doing something in the past. Regret you have done something. Yeah, I regret not giving him the money. I regret not taking the job. I regret not studying so hard for that exam. Okay? But we use regret plus I regret to inform you. I regret to say. Because this is regretting that you need to do something. Okay? So regret is just like forget and remember. One last verb now. Need. Need is gerund if it's used in a passive meaning. Sorry about those dirty marks on the board. So it's gerund if you use it in a passive meaning, and it's to plus infinitive if you use it in an active meaning. Let me give you some examples. My windows need cleaning. That means exactly the same thing as my windows need to be cleaned, which is the passive form. But if you want to say that I need the active form to clean the windows, well then we use to plus infinitive. Okay? So that's a lot of different verbs. I hope it's all clear. If you have any questions, or perhaps I've made some mistakes, it's possible. Please tell me, and please write comments under the video, and I'll answer every comment. And I hope to see you all soon. Please subscribe if you like the lesson. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed this lesson and would like to receive more over the next few weeks. Here are some videos on phrasal verbs, auxiliary verbs, tenses, and verb forms as well, like gerunds and to plus infinitive. Please watch them and try the quizzes below the videos, and I hope that you improve.